Alright, so this continuation of our practical section on measures of spread. So this is going to be a practical understanding on how to calculate for measure of spread, how far apart our data has been spread from the center. So we first look at the central tendency, the mean, the median, and the mode. We are looking at measure of spread, and the first thing we are looking at is the range. So we spoke of the range, the standard deviation, the variance, right? But we are looking at the range, which is very important in Excel or spreadsheet data analysis. So in calculating the range, we should first look at our minimum number. And looking for our minimum number, we are still going to use the census data on Kenyan households. So we are using the census data on Kenyan household, right? We used earlier. So this is the same data set we are going to use for the measures of spread. So we are going to look at the number of participants in each household in what city over here, right? So to first calculate the range, we should first look for our minimum number. And to calculate for the minimum, you bring your equal sign and you use the mean function. Very simple, right? Use your mean function, and we know our range to be C2 to C80 over here. You close it, right? This will give you the minimum number. When we scroll through over here, we can see that our minimum number is 1. That's correct, right? Second, come and look for your maximum number. You use your mass function for your maximum, right? So your mass function as C2 on C80 as well, right? So C80, there's a mistake here. Let me rectify it quickly, and now we have it here. We can see that our maximum number is what? 7. So now what do we need to do? If we have our minimum, we have our maximum here. What we can do now is to find our range. And to find our range, we are looking at the difference between the maximum and the minimum. So if the difference between the two, then the maximum, click on the maximum. You can manually compute them, but you can also highlight the maximum. You bring your minus sign, and it's for the range, right? So your equal sign, click on the maximum, and then it minus the minimum, right? Then enter. So when you get your range like this, you find your first quarter. To find your first quarter, what you are going to do is to use the quarter function. And to use the quarter function, your equal sign first, and quarter. So you use the same formula, C2 on C80 Now to find the first quarter, after defining your range, now bring your comma and 1. The 1 means the first quarter. So comma 2 means second quarter, and comma 3 means third quarter. So this one will give you the first quarter. Now we want to find the second quarter of our range. So your equal sign, your quarter function over here. Then define the range again, C2 to C80, comma 2. The 2 here means second quarter, right? And bring your close bracket, and you get your second quarter. Now, if you need your third quarter, you use the same function, quarter, and you get a quarter here. Then C2 on C80 over here. Then comma 3. The 3 means third quarter, right? Then you close it, and boom, you have your third quarter over here. So now let's look at the function over here. Quartile C2 on C80. The 3 here means third quarter. When you come here, the 2 here, this third quarter. Now the 2 here means second quarter, and the 1 here means third quarter as first quarter. So if we need our interquartile range, what we are going to do is we are going to do as we did for the range. So your equal sign, then your third quarter minus your first quarter will give you the interquartile range, right? So this is how you calculate for your range as your measures of spread from the center using the range. Your maximum, calculating for your minimum first, calculate for your maximum, then the difference between your minimum and your maximum will give you the range. Your first quartile you defined your function, then comma 1 means first quartile, comma 2 means second quartile, comma 3 means third quartile. And if we need our interquartile range, you subtract your first quartile from your third quartile and it will give you the interquartile range.